y'all, what's up? Welcome to my channel, Life with Ronda. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I hope everybody is doing well. It's been a minute since I posted. I'm not really good with posting consistently, but that is my goal moving forward, is to be consistent and to free the drafts. I have so many drafts of all the things that I've been wanting to post, with sharing my life, my faith, my family and friends. And so that's what I'm going to start doing. But I wanted to come on and do a whole nother reintroduction, because let's try this again. Shout out to B Simone. I love her. Clearly I love all things podcasts or whatever. But thank you to everybody that is subscribed, and to those that will be joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's get into why I've been posting or whatever. Life has been lifing, okay? As always, per usual. You'll hear me say that all the time, because life is always lifing. It's just, be on your girl. Get back, okay? Give me some breathing room. Let me be, okay? But life has been life, and it's always life. And one of the, outside of that, my thing is just, I don't prioritize me, meaning the things that I want to do, like my hobbies, skincare, wardrobe, and things of that nature. I tend to put myself on the back burner, and as I'm finding my footing in balancing all the things, I'm finding out how to prioritize me. The things that I want to accomplish, my goals and all that things, and not put it on the back burner because I deem something else a priority. So it's just kind of finding balancing how I prioritize the things that I want to do versus the things that I need to get done, and just creating space for that. So that's one of the reasons as well, on why I'm not consistent, and at the root of it is because I don't prioritize me, or I plan forward and I'll put it on the back burner because life be life in it, and it just throws me off course. And I never, let me not say never, it takes me a minute to get back on track of where I was doing and what I was doing. And I be doing it all the time, even when I'm like, oh, where am I at? What am I supposed to be doing? Well, I was doing this, let me go back over here. So that's where I'm at with that. If I'm being honest, just I'm in this season of really prioritizing myself, of who I've grown to be. And it's really just my hobbies and my dreams and my passions, not putting them on the back burner because I don't feel like I'm playing, but to really execute this thing. I love reality TV. I've said this before on this show. I love reality TV. This is why I've gotten into vlogging. I've been vlogging since we were younger. My friends will have cameras, and I will take over their camera. I'm taking the picture. I'm doing the videos, all the things or whatever. So I love it. I've always loved it. I love documenting my life. I love showing what we're doing, the fun we're having, and all those things. So even in the midst of that, but I'm taking control and saying, even with the shifting, even with all the transitions, I am going to free the drafts. I'm going to be consistent. Y'all hold me accountable, okay? Hold me accountable. See, when you got somebody holding you accountable, you be showing up. Like it. No. And on another note, I didn't want to just show up when things were good. Right now, we are going through a whole lot, as a family, in my marriage. It's just so much going on that's literally out of my control, in the midst of it. But I didn't want to just show up when I overcame it. I'm no, let me just document it, being in the midst of it, and how I'm staying grounded, and how I'm keeping my faith, and the things that I'm putting into place to work through these things or whatever. So I want to show that that's the part that I always talk about anyway. So why not bring you guys on that journey with me of how I'm pushing through, navigating through, pressing forward, and all those things or whatever. I truly believe God is nudging me to show up here. He's nudging me to show up here when everything's not perfect. When everything is not perfect, because it is part of my journey, and it's part of my testimony. And I'm definitely going to be sharing my testimony. Okay? I cannot wait to share my testimony, and just to see how God is going to blow my mind. Because he's going to blow my mind. So what you will expect from here is just vlogging my day-to-day, sharing my faith, outings with my friends, doing life with my family, just my journey through purpose and faith, and really what my life is, the real life with Rhonda. I'm such a fun girl. I'm such a I wear my feelings on my shoulders, on my sleeves, is how you say it. I wear my feelings on my sleeve and everything. So just navigating through me and sharing that is going to be a key for sure. It's your girl is definitely funny, okay? So I really wanted to start with talking about my faith journey. I can't see the time on here, so oh yes I can. Clock it right there. So just to touch on a little bit about my faith journey. I've been a believer my whole life. It's in me, it's on me, it's all around me. I grew up in church. As a little girl, I used to be in what is it called? I used to be on the dance team, the praise and worship team. I was in the choir. I went to vacation Bible school. I was on the drill team. I mean, whatever activities, all the plays, whatever was going on in church as a child, Sunday school, whatever was going on, I was there. This probably wasn't a good idea because all that noise. I ain't think nobody be out here making this noise in this time of day. But anyways, whatever was going on in church activities, I was in it. Okay, my grandmother, she took us to church every Sunday. If my parents did not go, which they didn't go a lot of the times, but my granny, she was taking us to practice, she was picking us up, she was dropping us off. Like, it did not matter. We was there, and we was the first ones there too. Okay, this is probably why I like to be late now, because I don't like to be the first one at the door, okay? We was the first ones there or whatever. But I got baptized probably around 7 or 8. I believe it's after my great-grandmother passed away, who I idolize. Like, my great-grandmother, although she died when I was like 7, what I do remember is saying, like, this is what I want my life to be like. I want to be a homemaker. Like, of course, I didn't know homemaker was the term back then. But I want to be a homemaker. I want to be able to do everybody's hair and cook for everybody and have everybody come over to my house every weekend and, love on the kids, love on the babies, and, help and serve where I need to serve and go to church. Like, she just embodied what a woman should walk in and what she should be. My interpretation of it anyway. So just seeing her, how she moved with style and grace and love and did not play, baby, okay? She will paint you up real quick. Don't take no disrespect at all. So she was someone that when I just admired her. I just really admired her from the young age that I was. You know how when young girls see like a basketball player that's a woman, or gymnastics or whatever, and they're just like cultivated by, just seeing whatever it is she's doing. That was me with my great-grandmother. Like, I was inspired as a young girl. I knew what type of life I wanted. Like, I knew I wanted to be her or whatever. And I still try to embody who I believe she was to be, from what I remember at such a young age or whatever. But I got baptized around a little bit after she had passed away or whatever. At the time, I knew I did believe in Christ, but I believe I got baptized because I see my cousins getting baptized, and it was just like, we had a lot of people at our church. People were just getting baptized at around my age, and I'm like, well, I believe, let me go ahead and get baptized. I did understand when he asked the question, do you believe in your heart that Jesus Christ died for your sin? Yes, I did believe. Did I understand the fullness of what was going on? No, but I did believe at that time or whatever. And so I was in church consistently, faithfully, up until like my teen years. We started declining with going. Not that my grandmother wasn't willing to come pick us up, but we're teenagers now. We having a little bit more say so. I don't want to go or whatever. And my parents didn't go all the time, so it wasn't no big deal. And we moved around a lot as well, so the main times we would go to church were around Easter, you know, Christmas, around the holidays and stuff like that. So as I got older, I stopped going to church a little bit less. Definitely stopped going to Sunday school. And I think that was one of the, like, Granny go to church too early. She going to Sunday school. Nobody want to go to all that. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm keeping it a book, okay? So, you know, as I got older, just started declining and going to church throughout my teen years. I decided to go back, like, after high school, slowly go back. I was definitely out partying, drinking, smoking, doing the whole 9 yards, out here living it up. But I would literally go to church after the fact, and I will go ask for prayer, or I will go rededicate my life. I was the person that was you probably was annoyed with, because I was always going up to the front. It didn't matter. I didn't even know. I just knew, like, I'll be at church hung over. It didn't matter. I made it. I'm hung over. I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna get this work. And God did what he needed to do in that time. Like, it did not make sense at that time, but now that I'm older and now that I've gone through it and over, like, it makes sense when he say just show up. Clock it, because he gonna do his part. He gonna stretch you. He gonna grow you. But that's a different conversation for another day or whatever. But since then, I actually met, in my clubbing days, I met a guy friend who was deep in his faith walk, and his perspective on faith and how he was growing his personal relationship with God is what inspired me to develop my own personal relationship with God, because at the time I just knew church. I didn't know that you could have your own personal relationship with God. So that's what started my journey of figuring out how to have a personal relationship with God. And then I met my husband, I want to say maybe a year or year and a half later, and he already had his own personal relationship with God. So we started reading together and just talking about our journeys of faith at that time and where we have grown to be. And him having his own personal relationship and hearing his testimony and his story inspired me even more to go deeper with my own journey of building my relationship with God and what that looked like. And I did that, and I've been that way since then. Like, I have not, like, wavered from my own relationship with God or whatever. But there was things that transpired in my life when I talk about the mental health. When I was a teenager, I tried to commit suicide. It was just a lot going on in my life. I know now why. Back then I did not understand. I thought it was just because of heartbreak and pain, and I didn't want to deal with that. But it was just so much more going on that led me to the suicide or whatever. But my high school counselor definitely saved my life, played a part in saving my life, as far as creating a safe space for me to come and talk to her and share with her what was going on, and guiding me into the type of help that I could get. And so I chose to go to DePaul, which was a mental institution, and I think I was in there for about a week or whatever. And so I had counseling here and there, had the mental hospital, the institution that provided counseling services. I had my high school counselor that provided services. I think I went to counseling a little bit after I got out of the mental hospital. I believe I went to counseling maybe a couple of times, but I wasn't consistent with going. I was on medical, not medical. I was also on medication as well. And that's a different conversation for another day. I'm just trying to give you guys the tidbits, especially when it comes to mental health and just like the different things that I had to challenges. I have to overcome a lot. So I think that just needs to be a different video, okay? But I did want to introduce like where my journey has started. Where my journey has started when it comes to my faith. And how I've grown and how I've overcome so much, and where I'm at now or whatever. So I will dive deeper into that, just like where I've been and how I've grown in my faith. Right now I'm in a stretching season mentally, and he's working things out for my good. He's using all the things, even the things I deem like not worthy. He's using those things. He continues to use those things even at my big grown age, when I'm doing things that are not of me or whatever. I've been learning to lean on him in a deeper way to show up even when I'm unsure. Okay, it's so much uncertainty around me, but trust in this season is the purpose. That's how I can say that. Trusting in this season is the purpose for me, and I'm all about my purpose. So if God is stretching me and building me up to trust him on a deeper level, to where my life is going, then that's what I'm doing. It is challenging, it is not easy, but that's what I'm doing. But that's where I'm at right now. Like, my circumstances will tell me to do differently from what I can see, but we walk by faith and not by sight over here. Okay, clock it, clock it. And although I feel on edge sometimes, like, that's the part where I get to apply the things that he's giving me and just keep standing in what it is he's doing me. So this will be part of this channel, like me sharing my faith and testimonies and how he's working in my life. Because baby, he would drop a word to me in a minute and I will connect the dots and I will see how he's doing it or how he did it, and it come like, oh, that's why such and such, and that's why da 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 da. So I am big on paying attention to how God is moving in my life. I'm very intentional with that or whatever. So I'm going to be documenting it and sharing that as I walk, because I know this is bigger than me. I know my faith walk is bigger than me or whatever, and I believe he's in the middle of all of this. And I just want to encourage other people that are navigating or going through uncertainty right now that he's in the midst of it all and he's working it all out for your good or whatever. So that's what I've been up to. That's where I've been. Of course, I've been in motherhood. I had baby number 3, and it's been challenging, finding my footing as a woman. Not really as a mother. I got that in the bag, baby. Clock it. Not as a mother, but as a woman. You know, like I said, just prioritizing myself and not allowing me be a wife and a mother to consume my womanhood. Like, me embodying me as a woman is what makes me better as a wife and a mother. So I have to prioritize me to be better as a mother and a wife. And so I don't want to be just pouring from an empty cup. And that's kind of where I've been a little bit, you know, or I'll get filled up and I'll pour it all out, but I'm not pouring it in the places that needs the pouring. So I am reprioritizing and just learning to navigate that as I uncover who I am in Christ, you know, as I go deeper. Because this is Life with Ronda, raw, unfiltered, and full of purpose. And another reason I wanted to come on and like really start this journey of freeing the drafts, as a reminder to look back on how far God has brought me, because he has brought me mighty far. Okay, he's brought me mighty far. And so sometimes it's okay to look back and see the amazing things that God has done in your life, especially when you're in a season of uncertainty or you in spiritual warfare where everything is attacking you, life is life, and it's just hard to see God's goodness in the midst of all that. So sometimes it's okay to look back and to remember what he's done, and how he can do it again and again and again. And so freeing my drafts and looking back at all the good and the goodness and the things that I've endured and the things I've overcome, and just seeing my faith and my family and friends from that time, and like appreciating that time and freeing my drafts is going to be a testimony to and a reminder of like, oh, God has done this. He's done this. He's brought you from this, and look at that. And he's going to bring you from this to that as well. So it's also for me, you know, it's also for me to you guys, to share with you guys. But for me on a deeper level, it's just me reflecting on his goodness in my life, and how and a reminder that he can continue to bring goodness into my life when life tries to tell me otherwise. So I really want to remind myself that God has brought me this far, to this place, and he will get me through these hard times. So I'll be sharing them with you, not just as content, but as reminders of joy, of growth, in the beautiful life God has given me, because it is a beautiful one. Even in a hardship, even when it's raining, even in a storm, I'm at peace. And it's a way to encourage myself and maybe encourage you too, to keep going, keep trusting, and keep creating new memories in faith with family and your friends, even when you seem like you're in the valley. Don't let the valley or the darkness or the storm rob you from creating memories in the midst of. So that's what I'm doing, and I hope you guys enjoy. So if this resonates with you, if you're walking your own faith journey, figuring out life, or just want the space that's real and rooted in purpose, then this is the place for you. Go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment. Leave a comment and share your own story. This is Life with Ronda.